Worst the worst, bitch.
That's like the cost for a bus ride.
That took you less than 25 cents to print out. Come on.
That's fine. We gotta have good margins.
So you are against that? Maybe we should have the government regulating prices. Shit.
I haven't heard
That's
of
what you
anyone
say?
else handing out flyers.
Hey, if you find somebody to sell it cheaper, the same newspaper, you can buy it for them.
This is a newspaper. It looks like one sheet of paper.
Because it costs money, and we need to get more.
Yeah, but I know what's good value. I don't see good value in
You don't say it's color.
How many pages?
I'm just gonna assume it does stuff like
That's like 5 pages.
So do you guys think that YAF is a proto-fascist group? Is that what's going on?
Absolutely not. Okay, if I show you 3 articles and they are minimally interesting on the topic, would you buy it?
I'll read them, yeah.
$2. Now, if it's
That's capitalism, dude.
yeah, that's what it is.
Oh my god, oh my god.
I could probably just find I have 3.
why would I buy it?
There you go.
Free market.
There you go. It's buying socialist newsletter, my friends. They're converting. Thank you, brother. Don't burn it or throw away. That will be very disrespectful.
Through a voluntary capitalist transaction.
Good title for the next video.
$6 for revolution. What a waste. But that's very disrespectful.
So, I want to get back to this idea that there's a bunch of white supremacists here. Do you have any, like, is that what your assertion is? That?
Yes,
Why do you think that?
because I've seen them.
No, I mean, like, you said that these guys were white supremacists. Are they?
Well, I got to assume that if you're protesting our counter-protest, we're protesting YAF, which is a proto-fascist organization.
Yeah, I want more info on that. Like, how do you delineate that, like, a libertarian, market libertarian group is like white supremacist or proto-fascist or anything?
What makes YAF fascist? That's true. Did you know that the Southern Poverty Law Center lists the Young Americans for Freedom as a hate group?
They are very biased.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
That's hilarious!
Listen. The Southern Poverty Law Center puts Najis Hawaz, a liberal Muslim, on the anti-Muslim extremist list. So they're literally calling a Muslim a Islamophobe, a hater of Muslims. So where does that tell you about their agenda?
Their agenda is to root out hate groups. Yeah.
Their agenda,
You know, there's a place for alternative facts. It's called the internet.
I demand at least 30 cents back.
That was not a witty quip in the slightest, sir. So I want you to substantiate how these guys are white supremacists. Like, have you seen them sig heiling Hitler across campus, or saying that like one race is inferior to another? Have you heard any of that?
I've heard some pretty disparaging remarks towards people of color here.
like what?
I think like
Could we have a quote? Did we make those ones?
Yeah, one of you did. I can probably look at this video after and find
What was the
out
quote?
what-
Very roughly. Just paraphrase.
It was a sarcastic quip saying, "Uh-oh, now we got to respect the person of color."
well, that's making fun of identity politics as insofar
You
as
think you don't have to respect black people?
equally to white people. Yes.
We don't want to treat them on a pedestal, you know? We want to be equal. We don't want one to be up here and the other over here. Does that make any sense?
Of my 3 businesses, I don't know.
I sarcastically made it black and white person.
Yeah. Why is it that Antifa and like commie organizations are predominantly white? Why do you think that is?
What's your sample size for that?
Just, well, admittedly, it's anecdotal from what I've seen, but I have gone around to a lot of these groups and looked around. It is, I'll admit, it's anecdotal.
I've been involved in anti-fascism since 1994.
94.
Over 20 years, yeah.
So you've seen that it's like mostly white, right?
No.
No?
So why did it take you guys until Trump's presidency to show up?
No, they've been around. Antifa's been around since like the late
This
80s.
is the time you've been most active.
Because there's a fascist.
But you learned something.
Yeah, but was it like the George Bush era?
Fascists were around in the George Bush era too, yes.
Yeah, but what'd you do?
Hoping that like the government. I'm not going to say October.
Why
You
didn't you riot?
had a coming of age, you know, and you realize that this organization is here. So I understand you feel like it just like created itself.
Well, no, why did it
It's been
take?
around for a long time.
Like,
You know, you're not a history major. I don't expect you to
shove a
that.
rocket
You know?
up your ass and this guy's
Right. Yeah.
You eventful Arca. Dude, she pushed me in
That's a question, but you did
Berkeley.
catch that like Antifa's been around for like ever and ever, just like all these other.
And they're backed up by the Berkeley mayor through
Well, you
BAM.
guys changed names.
Through
yeah,
BAM.
of
No,
course.
that's absolutely correct.
Yeah, right.
So you disagree with that?
No, wait. You're saying that Antifa is backed up by the Berkeley mayor. Okay.
Who,
I'm not-
the
I'm
Berkeley
not-
mayor is a member of BAM, which is affiliated with Antifa, yes.
Great. I've never been out there. Have you ever been out there?
Yes, I have.
Fantastic. Then you know more than I do in this situation. Tell them to come out here, right?
Dude, you guys are getting funds from the DNC. It's not DIY. It's not punk rock. It's nothing close to that. Come on, let's get real.
You think that Antifa is supported by the DNC?
At least through a few degrees of separation, yes.
Okay, yes. So there's like some people that are like they're plugged into the mainstream, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm also okay with Antifa. You know, what do you mean? They're like getting funds from the DNC.
The police were in Berkeley. The police were ordered to stand down.
Okay.
As Antifa beat the shit out of a bunch of conservatives threw M80s at them.
Everyone saw Baseman beating the shit out of everybody. Come on.
But did they throw like potentially like arm severing bombs at people?
The IEDs. Listen, man. I don't know what to say about that. You know, I don't know that person. I have no idea who that individual was.
It was more than one
you know?
person. It was a lot.
It was a gang of fucking ninja
Throwing
bedecked.
IEDs and nobody got their arm.
There was the potential of that.
There was
the potential of that.
What, I'm gonna bring an IED to this event with you guys. Like that's no.
Not what I'm saying.
No, I have no doubt that person is.
See all that?
The gang of Antifa is not perfect. They indiscriminately attack people on the right.
Yeah, that's kind of spotty there.
Sure,
This is all third degree burn.
Well, do you? I mean, do you?
The government did it. I was in Explorers that trained police fire and EMS in high school. No, I have it on. I'm not even kidding. It's on tape. I like recorded the whole thing. The U.S. Marshals.
You guys
No, the U.S. Marshals. I can show you the video.
What is this Proud Boys 4chan crap? I'm not affiliated with any of that crap.
I've been in 4chan since I was like 14.
I've like spammed my own material on 4chan, but that's about it. I've never actually like read it. Never been on Reddit other than to spam my own shit.
You really use Reddit.
I just want more info on how like YAF is a proto-fascist like white supremacist group. I want more info on that because from what I see, they're like they seem to be just like a market libertarian sort of like libertarian right purple quadrant group. You know what I mean?
No. Yes.
Well, that would be authoritarian right.
So it's still, they're nationalists.
No. Libertarians.
I mean, they're more like Ayn Rand fetishists, right? Like they're super stoked on like fetishist, like super stoked on the free market, and like how is that fascism? I mean, inherently speaking.
Because of free market. It's got to be a fair market.
There's no
Fair trade for everything.
there's no perfect system. I mean,
Wait. Let me ask you a question. What do you think is fair trade?
Fair trade is the exchange of goods fairly.
What is fair?
What is fair? Making sure that the workers are taken care of. The people who work in the fucking fields.
So
That they can provide for their families. Who work to feed assholes like you every fucking day of their fucking lives.
hey, I support a union. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
are you telling me
You know that's not a libertarian nonsense.
I'm not necessarily like a market libertarian. I'm just like defending free speech and shit.
it's not fair if I offered you a job for 3 cents an hour and you accepted it? That's not fair.
I wouldn't work for 2 cents an hour.
You wouldn't, exactly. You wouldn't. However, if you chose to, if you said, sure, I'll work for $3 or 3 cents an hour, if you did that, would that be fair? You voluntarily chose to do it. Is that not fair?
No, because I'm smart enough to know I'm getting fucked in the ass.
No, but what I'm saying is that's why you would never accept it, right? But that's just
And the truth is that there's really no choice for people but
Yeah, that's what we have a lack of.
to work
no. There's always a choice.
peanuts.
There's always a
Because
choice.
the alternative is to die of starvation.
That's two options. That means there's a choice.
But
I'm not
that's not a
that means there's a choice. Yes, there is.
Come on, you know about evolutionary
Yeah.
theory. There's no choice
You can
there.
either eat or you can starve.
Yeah. When I was 17, I had a baby in high school. I hadn't graduated yet. I had $50 in my pocket. Okay? I decided to learn how to make more money. Instead of doing what I could have done and just sat around and become a welfare slob and just sat on my ass and did nothing, I decided that it was better for me and better for my family to go and learn how to make money.
Fantastic, and you're one of the few that lucked out. But you must know plenty of other guys that are not in that position that tried to make the choice that you did and failed, right?
And then, obviously, you don't fail until you give up.
No.
You don't fail until you give up.
I mean, the definition of insanity here. I mean, come on.
So okay, if I tried to start a business selling kites in Antarctica, that would if that business failed, I wouldn't say, oh well, I should try everything. I'd say maybe I should sell kites in like.
We don't have endless offers. Why not? Why not? I don't know. Because we undervalue labor.
Well, that has nothing to do with socialism, actually. That has to do with welfare programs, like the Nordic programs they have in Scandinavia and Europe. Those are still capitalist countries. A socialist country is where the state seizes the means of production.
I think
That's
churches,
about-
voluntary charities.
Okay, I don't have W-2s. I'm self-employed, so I have 1099.
Right, I understand.
So I get all of my money. And then come April, the government's like, well, you have to pay me.
You never paid me. Yep, now you get paid. But right,
So
we have a system where that right, and we have a system. Of course, if it doesn't matter, you think I'm not cognizant of that information?
Well, you are, but you don't. So like, I have to write a check for over $7,000 that I could put in a savings account for my 4-year-old to go to college. I could do that.
But now we have.
Hi, the Steve Forbes event is starting right now, so if you were attending that and have your ticket, you may go. Have fun.
Like, have fun being like a white supremacist with no evidence.
I'm just trying to say I don't really care.
Yeah, the right doesn't tend to.
I'm not a true
The right doesn't tend to practice idolatry, so we don't think that people we like are gods. The left does that.
I saw him.
That's what I'm saying, though. But
What are you talking about?
You replace
Well, the teaching.
I'm not religious.
Well, the teachings of Lenin are eternal because they're true. Have you ever heard that? You ever heard that slogan? But that's the idolatry. That's the idolatry.
Standing here. Any leftist will say it's fuck Lenin. It doesn't have any rock. They don't give a fuck about these guys.
I agree. They're authoritarian. I don't like that.
And that is Mother Earth and government. They have two gods.
I think if you're going to,
Maddie.
I think if you're going to try
The
and
allegation here is that you love the government.
No,
come on. Common ground and go from there.
Barking up the wrong tree.
So like
I thought the
our
conversation
ideology
was
is different
that
with welfare.
that we're all
is how it's
anarchists.
funded, right? I think the courts
That was
take
it.
care of. I think
and that's why I gave $4,000 to charity last year.
Keep on doing that.
I think
I will.
Yes, I've heard about
you can look at examples like when
I understand the
how much money they raise very quickly, like stuff like way back when Haiti experienced that hurricane. There's
If you look at like registered Democrats,
Are you talking about Democrats again? No. Get out of here with that
they raise
Tea Party crap.
millions of dollars to take care of people.
I mean,
I wouldn't consider Democrats left wing particularly. I mean, depending, you know.
like the orange.
Well, but you just said yourself, the DNC is funding
is that the right.
Through like not like directly, I don't think. I mean, you're gonna have to ask Riley about that. He probably knows a little bit more about it. But one particular Democrat, Jesse, I can't pronounce his name, Arguin, I think you pronounce it. He is at least somewhat associated with that type of ideology. So that's one example of an elected official who believes in sort of like the collectivist social justice kind of mentality. But in general, I think the Democrats are more like corporatist, like center-right sort of establishment people. You know.
Well, are you aware that like during these elections, in like I think the 2012 election, there were
Here's what I'm building up to.
There were 51% of corporate funding was going to Republicans and 49% was going to Democrats.
Yep. Very, very corporatist two-party system. Yep.
The main funders candidates was Goldman Sachs.
Yep. So that's a good reason to not support either of them.
Subscribe, bitch.